which equipment they're going to decide to GA. So we'll see if the camo comes into play right here. It definitely looks like it with both players rushing low ground. I think Mortally's picking up that camo and going to try to run with it.
Well, Mortally's going to be able to get it right away. I like to see that. I think Neighbor played the last game, and Mortally saw it, and he's like, yeah, we're not GAing camo. We need to push up a little bit, and he knows exactly where Neighbor's at. The question is, can he get the reticle placed in the correct spot? Oh, wow. Neighbor does not hear him, but is perfectly playing around him. But it did not matter. Mortally gets the job done. He's going to go up 2-0 early in this game. And look how aggressive he's being on this rotation. He wants to try to force the A spawn. And it looks like he got his wishes.
Wow, I love to see that grapple across the map. He didn't want to see a top glass or attic spawn from Coach Cobb, but instead forces him back to A, where he has opportunities to line up that shock rifle. Coach Cobb is just tucked there back in the corner. Mortally is looking. He catches sight of him, but he's going to have to thread the needle almost between the rungs of that staircase. Are they called rungs? A staircase? That's a ladder. What are they called? The steps? Yeah,
Steps,
that's
yeah.
the steps. Trying to thread that shock rifle. He does find the kill, though, at the bottom of control.
Tiny slabs.
There's a word. There's a word for this.
Yeah, steps. I think steps are the word. Neighbor finding himself in an early deficit, mountain to climb. Camo's coming up in 30 seconds. Neighbor, if he can get this kill, get the next, get this shock rifle, and get the camo after. That's his way to get back into this game, but Mortally shutting him down at every lane.
I want to know if that would have been a stick if it was a plasma grenade, because it looks like he direct hit Mortally with that frag, but unfortunately it bounces off, does minimal damage, and Mortally takes advantage of the kill. Up now 4-0, definitely a faster paced game here as we hit that 10-minute mark and the next camo spawn.
Yeah, Neighbor wants to use this camo as bait, but Mortally's doing the same thing, right? Because he can see the indicator. He can tell when Neighbor goes for this camouflage. If I'm Neighbor, maybe I stutter step into long haul, try to get up towards glass and maybe outplay Mortally. But Mortally knows what Neighbor's job is trying to do. He tries to get to that trippy corner, but it's well expected by Mortally. And while Neighbor, he's finding himself on the back foot, but it did not matter. Gets the elevation and the kill. Camouflage for Neighbor, and now he earns himself a shock rifle to go with it. Plenty of ammo left, and Mortally trying to stave off the Coach Cobb run from here on out, because camo and shock rifle is a deadly combination.
Yeah, add the grapple on top of that. I'm surprised he didn't pick up the plasma grenades, but he might have a chance to double back for them. And he cuts Mortally just short of that killing spree. I think Mortally has the plasmas, though, in hand now. And Coach Cobb trying to line up the shock rifle, get some damage out, and now using the grapple to chase, predicts the low ground rotation, but instead, Mortally is running up the stairs in control.
Well, Neighbor should be able to hear Mortally. I mean, he's running around like a rat trapped at the top of tower. I mean, you can't hear this. I mean, your old age really has caught up with you.
Wow, I wonder if those stair treads are very loud, though.
Yeah,
which
they're not called
chat.
treads. Someone said that.
Treads.
That's fake news.
That's accurate. The
that.
Horizontal platforms. And Coach Cobb hears Mortally running across those treads. Is going to try to chase him down. Might see a little grapple play here as he rotates at the back of stacks. Mortally recharged a little bit of shield, but the Neighbor got there in time for the kill.
Here we go, perfect placement, but Neighbor was just a little bit shy, didn't have the reaction time to take advantage of his pre-aim, and that was the last bullet of that shock rifle. Mortally's gonna know instantly that this camo's been picked up. He's taking advantage. The first shots are in. Now he's gonna be able to get not only the kill on the camouflage, but the next shock rifle right away. Puts that right into his arms, and suddenly Neighbor finding himself in trouble.
I wish that Neighbor had taken that extra second to line up the grapple onto camo. I mean, it looked good, but just missed. Definitely something to take back to practice. Just lining up. I mean, we saw it in the earlier recharge game as well. Just missing that camo pickup with the use of the grapple. So maybe a little bit of fine tuning. That play works out for Neighbor, but instead we see Mortally now with a 3-point lead yet again. And even with that hit from the shock rifle, though, Neighbor does enough damage to get the takedown and steals back all those goodies.
Mortally hanging out at top glass. I don't think Neighbor knows quite yet, but he should be able to spot him right here. And now Mortall's position is known, and Neighbor can keep the sight lines clean. Has Mortally not seen Neighbor yet? He's gonna get, yeah, I was about to say, he just, Neighbor was like, I don't think he's seen me. I'm just gonna stand here, wait for him to come back, and it takes full advantage. Now just a 1-kill lead. The 4-0 start from Mortally has been quickly nullified.
Oh, yeah, it looks like almost a free kill given right there, but hopefully Neighbor can take advantage of it. Somehow Mortally didn't see him lurking in the whirlpool there, and now Neighbor is going to look for another shot with a shock rifle. I don't know. He sees or hears something in the back corner here behind glass and long haul, but he's not quite sure. He just has half of the map narrowed down, and there you go. Mid-reload, he catches sight of him and cancels the reload, gets the kill, ties up the game.
I mean, impressive mettle from Neighbor to not just throw in the towel early on in this game. I mean, Mortally had so much advantage. Problem mid for right here, Neighbor is just not have a great position to take advantage of this. Camel Mortally took the wrong route. Oh. He thought the stairs would be clear. They were not. Neighbor takes advantage. If he would have gone out towards A, I don't think Neighbor would have been able to get him, and we'd maybe be seeing Mortally have an opportunity to get this comeback going. Instead, the lead has shifted. Neighbor, he's swinging in. Mortally here, yeah. No, Mortally didn't, but he has the commando. The commando should be enough. Some stray shots from Neighbor aren't going to connect, and now Mortally claims back his rifle.
That shock rifle is changing hands faster than a hot potato right now, but Mortally grabs it. Okay, maybe not hot, but that's a bad analogy, because in a hot potato you want to get rid of the weapon, and in this case you want to keep it. So they're trying to take control like it's the ring of power.
With how Neighbor shot those shots at Mortally, you figure he'd be trying to give that thing away, because my God, were they off.
Oh, well, hopefully he has a chance to redeem himself. We have seen some nice shots as well. I gotta give credit, man. You know, Tool's always out here trolling, but right now the Mortally is the one with a little bit of something to prove. He had that early lead, he lost it, he's coming back to tie up the game, and he only has 2 rounds of that shock rifle to hit his mark.
Checking all the corners, but Neighbor's keeping himself at a safe distance. Mortally's just gonna have to listen. I don't know. Neighbor probably won't make a move for probably another 30 seconds. Doesn't want to give up too much until that camouflage comes up. He does have a sticky in the back pocket. Mortally goes down those stairs. It's gonna be goodbye. Okay, so you can hear this crouching. Crouching is not. I think he heard him.
I can't even hear it from like the observer.
The gun blocked it.
No!
He went down the stairs. His gun was too big. It blocked the line of sight, and Neighbor's gonna get the free kill.
The plasma grenade pays off. So my what ifs from earlier, if that was a plasma grenade, now we see it come to fruition as Neighbor lands the plasma, and the timing on that kill can't be underestimated. Just as the new camo comes up, and that plays to Neighbor's stealth style. Mortally jumps overhead trying to hit with a pink miss. Not enough damage, and now Mortally on the run.
Mortally went to the right. Great option. Neighbor was looking at the tunnels. That camo is going to run out. Only a 1-kill deficit for Mortally to overcome. And Neighbor does not have the new shock rifle yet. Though I don't believe Mortally, but Mortally should, I think, be aware that Neighbor's probably setting up towards.
Yeah, a shot just came through.
Shock rifle. Yeah, he definitely saw the shot.
Kind of pre-nades over to the shock rifle just in case. He sees it's available, like he wants it, but he thinks it might be a trap, but he risks it and goes for it. Now he has shock rifle in hand, pair it with a commando, but Neighbor has a commando of his own.
Yeah, the commando too strong. I honestly, if Neighbor had a BR out instead of a commando, I think Mortally gets that kill, but the faster time to kill helps out Neighbor. And well, a perfect pre-nade that did no damage. I thought that one absolutely obliterated him, but Mortally's going to be able to take advantage. He gets the last shot. Still down by 1, but that doesn't stop him from putting some lead in Neighbor.
A few extra bullets there. We just see the new camo is getting ready to spawn in. I believe it's in 12 seconds. I'm not exactly sure, but I know it's getting close, and the players are aware as well. Now 5 seconds left on that. It's going to spawn in just at that 2-minute mark. Mortally pops the reload on the shock rifle, and we might hold off here until that camo comes in, but he's making an awful lot of noise as Coach Cobb, his neighbor, is crouched in the bottom of that control room.
Yeah, well, neighbor definitely hears Mortally. We can hear his footsteps. Neighbor knows that Mortally has gone away for now. Camo's still up. The second neighbor sees that indicator drop, he's going to be going in for the hunt. That's a great job by neighbor right there. He got Mortally weak enough that he knew that he could get that camo away without having to fight for it. Doesn't want to take the challenge right away. Remember, he can play the clock. As long as he's able to dodge Mortally, get the advantage, and get the kill, he can ice this game away.
Does deal some initial damage, but Mortally, he used that repulsor. He was standing there on the pipes, but he had not fully regened, and neighbor takes the fight knuckles to knuckles.
That's a tough one for Mortally. I mean, he did everything right, got up, and he instantly used that repulse, but somehow I don't know, maybe it's because the wall was in Mortally's way, but neighbor gets a blessed lunge, and well, Mortally gonna have to only he'll have to reminisce in about 45 seconds. Needs to find a critical kill. The problem is neighbor has the repulse, so Mortally, he's in danger if he decides to take the challenge up here, but neighbor decides to run away.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's why, you know, I was looking for the mind the gap, same as you there, Garrett, but it looks like neighbor wanted that shock rifle perfect instead.
No, Mortally gets a right off spawn. Yeah, there's just not enough time. Neighbor, I mean, what a resilient play from neighbor. I mean, he went down 0-4 in this game, found his way back in, and Mortally's gonna have to figure out how to pick up the pieces in game 2 on Aquarius.
And now it's just waiting for the clock to tick down. Mortally does win that fight, but with 5 seconds remaining, as soon as Coach Cobb spawns in, that's going to be a GG's. But Mortally doesn't mind taking the L. He's still going to add a little insult to injury, a little salt in the wound, if you will. But he's got to reset before game number 2.
Yeah, Aquarius is going to be our next map. No sniper on that map. Lots of camo, lots of thrust. We'll see how both these players go into it. Louis, I wonder if you have that lunge play up for replay. I want to maybe take a look at that and see why the repulse didn't work, because we definitely saw a repulse come out. I was wondering maybe if he was into the wall too far and the head was available for the punch, but the repulse like wasn't. Unfortunately, we don't have that one, but it is what it is. Aquarius coming up next. Camo, thrust, and the commando. I guess we have to start talking about the elephant in the room. The commando is so strong.
I don't even know. I mean, the elephant in the room, and that is something that's on everybody's mind, but like I don't think it's a secret anymore, right? Like we saw it already there in game number 1, even on recharge, and I think that it's even stronger on a map like Aquarius. A little bit more tight quarters, a little bit more open space. So the commando was a factor in game number 1, but it's going to be, you know, double, triple the player in game number 2.
Oh man, I want to get on Aquarius. I like watching Aquarius. I thought it was going to be a little bit slower, not as fun, but with the I think with the camo being up for grabs, I thought the Gilkey Boo Boo game was really good. And Gilkey having to be watching, trying to pick up whatever these guys strats or, you know, spots that they like to hang out on.
Yeah.
For this game, because he's waiting in the winner's final, waiting for either of these players to make their way in.
Yeah, I was looking there at the damage stats, and it was interesting because Mortally actually took more damage than neighbor dealt. So was there a little bit of a self nade or something there that happened for 35 damage? I'm not really sure. I think that would be my take on the damage counters there, but neighbor took exactly the number of damage that Mortally dealt, so no self damage on that case. But as we head into game number 2, this is the winners semifinals. There is $1,000 on the line today, but this is just one of 4 qualifiers, so you can come right back here the next 3 Sundays. So we're looking at December 4th, 11th, and 18th for the rest of the qualifiers, and then that finale is going to be on January 7th. So for today, players are playing for their amount of that $1,000 prize pool, but even more importantly, they're playing for top 2 because those 2 players qualify for the finale where $16,000 will be on the line. So mark it on your calendar for January 7th.
Yeah, January 7th, a lot of money for a 1v1. You know, reminiscent of the Halo 4 days with the global championship. Maybe I believe Ace is in Mexico right now, but maybe we'll get to see him compete when he gets back from his trip, and maybe see if the reigning 1v1 global champion can take the Honda Fan Cup.
Oh, I think that'll be one thing that's really interesting to me throughout the qualifiers. Obviously, we won't see like the top 2 coming back, but I think we'll see a lot of familiar names from week to week. But I also want to see like what new names are going to be coming in for next week of the qualifiers. I mean, I know personally a couple people that maybe overslept their alarms or missed signing up for today that are already prepped and going to get in the qualifier next week. And maybe there's people here in the chat as well. Get yourself signed up for next week and get in on this 1v1 action.
Well, Mortally's going to be the first one to fall. Neighbor gets the kill, and that's going to mean camouflage in his favor. Instantly pop nothing onto the body, blocking the blue spawns right away. He did leave his thrust at top mid. Looks like Mortally having controller problems, maybe. I think we're going to be coming back. Oh, he lagged out. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a 1v0, and in this case, it looks like we're going to be resetting that. So hold on to your seats. We'll reset this Aquarius game and get back in at it.
Yeah, we're going to have to buy some time for them to come back. So what about we take a second look at some words from our sponsor, Honda, today, as we go on a quick commercial break.
A dream is the spark of greatness, but it's nothing without drive.
Dream don't cost a thing, but the legacy ain't cheap. Wanna reach the moon and you gotta move with no gravity.
Introducing the all-new Honda HR-V, powered by the determination to make dreams a reality. Honda, the power of dreams.
No legendaries.
That one looks pretty legendary.
Nice.
Welcome back, players back in. I'm Toolez, and I am joined with Magic back into game 2 of our winners semifinals.
Yeah, game number 1, Mortally came out with a 4-0 lead before Neighbor was able to answer back. But at the end of the game, 11-8, Neighbor takes game 1. But this semis is a best of 3. Aquarius now, and if we get to a game 3, hoping for some live fire.
Well, Neighbor goes down low, hiding underneath. Mortally's gonna fall for the trap, gets the thrust, but isn't enough to stay alive. Ooh, made Neighbor miss a shot, but the recovery was quick enough. Mortally gonna fall early on, and both of the thrusts in favor of Neighbor.
Now, when we saw Aquarius in the previous matchup, it was a hugely important to have that control of the thrusters. So we're seeing right now that Neighbor is prioritizing that. However, he's giving up top mid. Mortally is looking at the camo. I think they might have decided to GA it, at least from what we're seeing in the chat. So Mortally, even though he has this prime position on the map, not going for that power up, but looking to find out where Coach Cobb is hiding.
You're waiting for that yellow thrust to come up. That's so important to your victory on this map. Remember, no camouflage. Both these players agreed no camo, no heat wave. I didn't see anything about the shock nades, so I haven't seen any in play yet.
Yeah, it does seem like the thruster has been the priority. Neighbor gets some early damage out. Mortally answering back, trying to stall. He thinks that the push is going to come high, but instead, Neighbor stays on that low ground, and Mortally came right down. There's the cleanup kill.
Yeah, I think Morley just needs to learn a little bit of patience sometimes in these gunfights. Feels like he wants to get into those engagements so badly, but sometimes he wraps a corner, takes one too many shots, and gets a little too cute with it. Sometimes you just gotta stay down, stay alive. Do not take angles that allow for you to lose gunfights.
Yeah, you hear that, Morley? Toolez just said he thinks you're cute, so that's what I took away from those comments. So maybe stop being, you know, quite so cutesy with it, and then just get that simple win. It doesn't always have to be flashy. Sometimes it's just a simple play that gets the job done. Neighbor with plenty of commando ammo, also has the 4 thrusters, but they have this map pretty much split 50-50 across the board. He does get a little bit of a sight there on Morley, who's going to take top center, and he's pushing the issue. He doesn't want to wait for the fight to come to him. He wants to take it head on.
Well, he really used that commando as a pre-fire tool around that corner. As soon as Neighbor de-challenged, you figure, hey, maybe he'd save some of that commando ammo. No, he wastes the rest of it, gets the BR out for the finish, and he will find his first kill on the board. Only one more to make up to get to even. You see him checking those thrust spawns. He has plenty of thrust to work with. It's important to deny opportunity of Neighbor to get to those thrust pads.
And he's looking for that respawn. He's predicting yellow, but it actually is blue. You can see that Coach Cobb is in the back of blue base, and Morley kind of showing his back right now. He ducks his head now and is going to dip it back around that corner. And Coach Cobb waiting for the blue thrusters to spawn up if he can buy enough time, but Morley is kind of denying it with this aggressive push. Now Neighbor is pushed back into the utility. Morley is keeping that pressure on, and they're trading paint for damage.
Neighbor has great predictions. He has a great pre-aim on all these spots, and well, he got himself a thrust. All of a sudden, all that advantage that Morley had goes away quickly as Neighbor clicks up the kill. This commando rifle is an absolute beast to deal with, and now a similar problem that Neighbor had, Morley's going to have to deal with. No thrust available on the map except for the dead body of Morley. So if Morley can get back towards his X, he will be able to pick up a thrust. I think that's exactly what he just did. I think he's got a thruster in the back pocket.
Yeah, it might be a little smart rotation there off of the respawn. And one thing that Neighbor does not have is any grenades to work with. So Morley with the early grenade, and then a re-peeking.
He needs to chill out. I mean, Morley's just getting a little bit too aggressive on the re-peeks. He does find Neighbor. 4 perfect shots does the job. But oh my god, so when he tries to get away, he instantly grabs the spot. The Neighbor's pre-aiming time and time again. Doesn't get punished for it that time, but it was awfully close.
And this time it paid off, but it's so interesting switching between the vantage point of these two players, right? Because the pace of the game, depending on who has the advantage. When it is in the hands of Neighbor, he's playing slow and steady, and Morley's playing quick and aggressive. Right there, though, a perfect frag grenade comes out from Neighbor. He wastes no time picking up the commando and picking up those thrusters.
Yeah, if a frag grenade could hit you with a headshot, I think that's about what Neighbor did right there. That was a perfectly placed nade, but the attempted ninja is not going to go as planned. Morley gets the kill, and he'll waste a couple bullets into the body. I will say, I mean, maybe the commando rifle shots are important to keep in your gun.
Yes, conserve ammo. You know, ammo is expensive these days, so you might want to hold on to those shots a little bit.
I mean, the gun doesn't come with a lot of ammo to work with in the first place, and you know these fights can go on for longer and longer. It's I think maybe Morley could come to regret that, but he is going to go find some ammo at the back of the base. No, he doesn't pick up that commando ammo.
1 point between the two teams, and here comes the combat again. Morley has been playing this aggressive, not shying away from any fight, but Neighbor on the other hand is ducking back, recharging, and just playing the clock right now.
Neighbor's gonna hear this push right away, and he has a commando ready around this corner. Oh, he tried to go for the switch weapon. It's gonna cost. Morley finds the kill, gets the extra ammo, and is already making his way top mid. Maybe a little bit too fast right here. No, Neighbor gets the yellow spawn nonetheless.
Yeah, and it was good because Morley denied the thruster. Oh yeah, he doesn't know. He didn't check all the corners, but he did steal that thruster.
We might as well go steal the blue one right while you're at it. Neighbor stays quiet. And Morley having a similar problem from before. We've seen this happen in the past where he just doesn't know the spawns. He's gonna check everything, and he's gonna keep rapping left, right, up, down.
There you go.
A, B,
As he
A,
catches sight.
Maybe we'll see him find Neighbor as he finally finds Neighbor at the back yellow base, and the shots are down. Neighbor's in trouble here. Morley has some nades to track him down.
Yeah, the only thing I think going for Neighbor right now is the use of that commando, and also plenty of ammo in it to work with. Morley's rotating. He heard something right before Neighbor crouched there back by the dynamos. Morley heard something and he's looking, but as soon as the coast is clear, it's almost like Neighbor is timing Morley's rotation to duck out of the way of his scans.
We're at 4 minutes and 44 seconds with 4 kills. Four kills.
Well, how many kills did you want?
A lot of force.
You want double-digit kills? Calm down.
A lot of force. As we see Neighbor trying to find some sort of advantage to have against Morley. Finally, he's able to get some thrust in his pockets, but Morley's always had him, and he's going to be able to pick up the reserves, denying Neighbor that opportunity once again. I see you see him eyeing that blue gun for a second right there. It's an interesting idea, right? Because you are going to have a lot of mid-range engagements, especially into the top base. One round of blue hitting your opponent basically breaks shields. It's a tempting proposition to pick up, but I think the commando BR combo is definitely the wave right now. And Neighbor's going for a similar play, gonna crouch over, jumps up to car 3. He's able to get the pre-fire shots down on Morley. It's gonna push him away. And now Neighbor has a great opportunity here. The problem is he can't take the engagements at close to mid range because he just doesn't have the thruster to compete against Mortally.
Yeah, it's true. Not having that thruster, he deals out a little bit of initial damage. Doubles back though, dodges that plasma. Now raining down some more commando bullets, swapping over to the BR. Both players pretty much even on that damage count, but we know that Mortally has the thrusters to get out of a tight spot. And right now the battle is being taken, and Mortally has won the last 3 engagements. I believe it was 3-4, and now a 6-4 lead for Mortally.
He does his trek, gets through, grabs both the thrusters, so Neighbor doesn't have possession of them right away. And this time straying away from top mid, and this could throw Neighbor off. I kind of liked playing into front yellow like that. Instead he gets up back to P2, and it looks like Neighbor was expecting a front yellow push, so Morley knowing better than I as he starts to get the damage down, but he's not going to chase. And I like the idea of not chasing. Don't over challenge into Neighbor, right? Don't give him an opportunity to get a free kill. Just play your time right here. You have a 2-kill lead. That's a massive lead in a 1v1 as time starts to tick away.
Yeah, 2 kills is a lot.
I say that
scenario.
and then he does this. I mean, Morley, you're gonna get punished for this.
He does dodge that grenade though from Neighbor, so that's helping him out, but they're trading back and forth damage. There's the thruster coming in to literally save Mortally's life.
Yeah, he's still not out of danger yet. That thrust comes in handy. I mean, the commando shots were hitting hard right there. Morley barely able to get away with his life, but he is going to do the same. Picking up, come on, you got to use one. There you go. Picks up both the thrusters. Now a 3-kill lead with only 2 minutes left on the clock.
And 5 is the maximum of thrusters that you can have in your possession, so using one in order to deny them all from Neighbor. But I'm interested to see if Neighbor picks up the pace of the game. You know, he's been playing rather slow throughout the tournament here today, but now with only 1:40 on the clock, he's down 3. He has to force the issue or just give up and call it, okay, we're going to game 3. And it looks like either way, he did push the fight. Morley made him pay for it. We're looking very close to a guaranteed game 3.
Yeah, I don't think there's really much time for Neighbor to get back into this. He has to shoot the shots right away. Ooh, okay, never mind. Ooh. Hey, Mortally, a couple good little 4-shot right there for him. At 5 kills, I mean, what? I don't even think you can like pace out the kills fast enough to get back into this game. Game 3 on the horizon, live fire. And we saw Mortally ripping some heads earlier on live fire. His sniper shot is one of the best in the game, and
yeah.
I think you have to be feeling a little bit nervous if you're the if you're old man Cobb.
Yeah, Neighbor might be a little bit worried about the sniper in the hands of Mortally, but I'm sure that he has a strategy in play to either secure that sniper for himself or at least, you know, try to burn off the ammo so that Mortally can't take advantage. But I tell you what, if we see the sniper plays that we saw earlier from Mortally, I mean, that's going to be a GG in game 3. But I'm telling you, Neighbor's got other ideas.
I will say this is like the most it feels like I've watched Halo Infinite look like Halo 5 because every single fight has a thruster in it.
Yeah, true.
It was interesting for a little while, but Mortally takes advantage. Mortally gets the kill, and Mortally will be ready for game 3. I think this was a good comeback game because you got to remember he choked the 4-0 lead in game 1. So
yes,
good recovery for Mortally. It seemed like, you know, he could have checked himself out at that point, maybe be down a little bit on the mental. Instead, he remains resilient, comes out strong, and gets I'd say a dominating victory against Neighbor.
Yeah, nearly doubles up the points there with that 11-6, which game number 1 ended as 11-8. So pretty similar score lines in game number 1 and game number 2. But heading to live fire, it's all got to be about that sniper control.
Oh, take a look at our stats. I'm pretty sure he can't get assists. So 6 kills, no. 11. Well, what's the accuracy? 60% from Mortally.
That's pretty fire. That's pretty fire, especially considering, you know, how many thrusters were in play and, you know, the movement styles coming out from these players. So hitting a 60% accuracy is nice for Mortally.
Take a look at some of these replays as we get game 3 on its way. A lot of thrusting action is what you're going to see, and a lot of commando. A lot of commando.
I want to see in game 3 as we go to live fire. I want to see more of the plasma pistol, you know, and that spawns there at the bottom of C tower. I want to see that in play. The commando has had its time in the spotlight. Give me some plasma pistol, some green gun action. That was a beautiful kill from Mortally. That perfect. He had several. He had multiple perfects. There was the missed ninja there, unfortunately, from Neighbor. But you know, a GG's for attempting it. And Mortally says, "I don't think so. No, I'm not gonna get that ninja on me. No."
I will say Mortally has remained as confident with shooting the bodies throughout the entire series. Doesn't matter if he was down or if he was up, he was still shooting the body. So you got to respect the consistency in the game plan.
Yeah, it's still the 60% accuracy, even with all those extra shots out of the body, and then at one point burning off almost a full clip of commando. It still ends up with a 60% accuracy though.
Well, live fire on its way. Keep control of the spawns and the sniper rifle. Remember that repulse is going to be very important to your strategies as well. Noob combo, commando, very strong options if you have to settle for the secondaries when you do not get that sniper. A lot of interplay, a lot more of a fast-paced map this time around. Expect a ton of action and a ton of crazy shots.
I'm excited for the sniper plays. I'm excited for the repulsors. We haven't seen any mind the gaps, but we've seen some incredible movement with the use of that repulsor, and I expected to see the same here. The early sniper does go over to Neighbor as he grabs it and is now going to be on the hunt for Mortally, who's rotating to be out in the middle of the open, and Neighbor makes him pay for it.
Yeah, you know, come back, take a look at the body real fast, pick up your thruster. I mean, that's about as clean as you can get it. Mortally definitely need to hit the shots. Maybe if he got the D-scope there, he could have stayed alive. But Neighbor, clean and steady, does the job. And Mortally, Neighbor hears you.
Definitely hears him on the move, and he's going to keep on the chase. The damage goes out, but Mortally connects. There you go. Sniper in the hands of Mortally.
Well, I believe that's what you call when you know the action where you put two hands around your throat and you squeeze. A little bit of a choke right there by Neighbor. I cannot let those ones get away from you. And you know, very similar start to the last time we saw Mortally on this map. He went down early, lost an opening engagement, and then got a kill he was not supposed to get, then never let up from there.
Yeah, Mortally can really control the game here with the sniper if he doesn't get impatient, though. I think that would be the risk here. If he doesn't get over aggressive and he holds on to that sniper advantage. Now, on the other side, I mean, patience has been the key for Neighbor's game, and he's kind of just chilling over there. B pillars are in the tunnel. Mortally getting a little bit antsy, tosses off a frag as a scouting mission, doesn't find any damage.
Yeah, Neighbor reminds me of an old soul, you know, someone who says he was born in the wrong generation. He takes his time to make the plays, and while he makes Mortally a little bit of a unicorn. That spike hits right in the forehead, and Neighbor's gonna reclaim his prize. Took him about 20 years to get up to top tower, but he took advantage the second he got there.
Yeah, called him an old soul. I don't think I'm understanding this analogy.
Old people are slow and cautious.
Okay. I guess that's fair. But I mean, if it gets you the win,
Tortoise in the hair,
still,
bro.
you know,
You're seeing
if it
it
gets the
right
job
now.
done, you know what I'm saying? Right now, Neighbor's gonna scope out across. He's gonna find Mortally back-to-back body snipes to take down the kill. A little 3-1 lead.
What a little ghost in the wall right there. I didn't see no one. Ooh, let's see these days hit. Yeah, he spawned towards B.
That would be wild.
Just a little too far. I liked it though. Mortally gets the opening shot. Neighbor tries to go for the no scope, not going to connect, but he doesn't have to take the challenge. Mortally knows where he's at, keeps him weak for now. And here we go. The hare has reached the tortoise.
And now Neighbor does not have that long range advantage. He does pick up one frag. I think he hit with that body shot. I saw a little flicker, and it's enough to force Mortally to double back. But Repulsor, just kidding, pops back up as if he's popping up out of a toaster, re-engages on the fight, and Neighbor takes that time to pick up some more ammo on that fresh sniper spawn.
Oh, does Neighbor hear the push? I believe he did. Mortally, you peek up, you're going to get hit. That repulse takes him right back out, and Neighbor finishes it with another sniper shot. Still has 7 to work with, not lacking. And you can see Overshield has been GA'd, so don't expect to see that picked up anytime soon.
Neighbor gets dealt some damage. He tries to line up the no scope, doesn't connect. Gonna go look for those plasma grenades, but he's making some noise here, actually pushing quickly on that rotation as they swap sides of the map. But Mortally now rotating through the tunnel, looking left, right, and center. Doesn't have any grenades, has an assault rifle and the BR. That's all. And right now, Neighbor has high ground with sniper, plenty of grenades, and a repulsor.
Yeah, he's heard Mortally once again, and I think Mortally just needs to be aware that a Neighbor does have ears. You can't just run every time and expect to get your way, especially not on this map. You're gonna have to be slow and steady sometimes. Or when Neighbor spawned B, he literally crouched his entire way through bottom mid, through the tower, into top tower before he took the fight. Mortally just likes to hit whatever slide he can hit, get fast, get going, and hope that his BR can outshine Neighbor's shot. But Neighbor's just been playing too patient for that to work.
Yeah, and you heard that repulsor there as Mortally did get body shot. Not sure about that shot right there. I think that might have been a little bit of a misfire, but Neighbor's back in the fight, uses that last snipe, and now Mortally comes through with the cleanup. And I mean, he needed it. 2-5 right now. Was this a chance for Mortally to get back in this game?
Well, smart play by Neighbor right there, right? He shoots that bullet into the ground. He does that because he's expecting to lose that gunfight, and he doesn't want to give any ammo back to Mortally. And even though Neighbor falls, it's just going to be equal footing for both these players, BR versus BR. And Neighbor does not want to take the action. He's going to be able to go away. Remember, the clock's in his favor. 3-kill deficit for Mortally to overcome. And while Neighbor kind of challenges at the right moment, gets the kill. 4-kill lead. Mortally in trouble on live fire.
You know, there's no sniper in play right now, and thanks for correcting me that he wasn't just misfiring. He was actually intentionally burning the ammo, which makes way more sense, especially an experienced player. Did he return to sender on that? Repulsor nearly almost, Mortally almost regretted tossing that grenade, but in the end, he comes out with the kill. It's just a 3-point lead, and more important, the timing of that kill to secure the sniper. Now, if Mortally can pop off with the sniper like we've seen from him before, he's right back in this game.
Yeah, neighbor's creeping. He's about to come around this close. Get in the first person real fast so we can. Oh, he looked away right at the wrong moment. Like I said, he's too impatient. He had the right idea. You know, he knew where neighbor wanted to go, but he's gonna check all these corners.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough spot to be in. I mean, we talked about Mortally like being aggressive and being kind of, you know, quick, and neighbor being kind of stealthy, but like when you're also down 3 points, like the clock ticking, like you can almost hear the clock ticking in your head, reminding you to go after those kills.
You know what else is ticking in the head of neighbor? It's these loud footsteps that Morley keeps pushing out.
True.
I mean, the man's like an elephant in a China shot right now. I mean, he's just making all the noise, and neighbor just knows where to dodge. You see, like instantly. And you know, on the other side, neighbor is about as quiet as a mouse. I guess it doesn't matter when you have the shots like that, but Mortally not going to have any advantage in any gunfight because neighbor's not going to make a sound, especially when he's holding on to a lead like this.
Yeah, neighbor has been very stealthy, very patient, crouch walking through the map, and Mortally just, you know, sprinting back and forth. Honestly, neighbor just knows how to counter rotate because he knows here where Mortally is. But now Mortally's gonna find the target, doesn't connect on that snipe, does a little bit of damage with the BR. Gonna go for a quick rotation. Pre-nades at the corner, just misses on that snipe, hits the body shot, swaps over, gets the nice cleanup, and just like that, Tools, we're looking at a 1 point game.
Yeah, Mortally doing well to hit some great sniper shots. The body gets the job done. Ooh, I thought he was gonna soar himself off the map for a second right there.
Wouldn't that be something?
Well, you shouldn't know that neighbors are around back towards A, but he's just being careful, checking everything. Doesn't want to make sure he's just hiding in some sort of corner at the back of mud.
You know what we haven't seen though? We haven't seen the green gun. You know, Mortally just rounded the corner. I didn't expect him to pick it up, right? Because he has the sniper. But the plasma pistol has not been in play. I don't really expect neighbor to pick it up because it's very loud, right? If you're gonna charge a shot, everyone's gonna know where you are. It doesn't really fit to his play style, or at least how he's been playing these 1v1s, but definitely something that I wanted to see more in play here.
Well, I think the biggest reason is just because the mud spawn is a tertiary spawn in 4s, and when you're in a 1v1, you're gonna hit primary spawns most of the time, which is your dummies, your A, and your back B.
Okay.
There's not really that many times where you'd spawn mud in a 1v1, if at all. I don't think I've ever seen a mud spawn in a 1v1.
Yeah.
Means that you have to make a trek for the for that noob combo, and then if you have sniper already, you're gonna probably be at tower side, which means, you know, the enemy's not really going to be able to get that noob combo. You're never going to pick up a noob combo when you have the sniper.
Got it. No, that makes sense. And respect to Tools for using tertiary. It's primary spawns, secondary spawns, and then tertiary are like the third level of spawns. And whichever level you're looking at, though, it's a tie game, 6-6. Mortally finds his target with a little bit of the sniper and that repulsor to finish off the kill.
Yeah, neighbor's just been, you know, at some point you have to maybe change your strategy. You know, just creeping around the map. Mortally has been hunting him down as a little bit of a whack-a-mole situation, and the problem is neighbor's taking so long to get into these engagements. By the time that the sniper ammo is out for Mortally, the next one is up. So he's just been able to keep the sniper in his hands. One thing I'd like to see from Mortally, if he checks this doorway with those nades, I mean, Coach Cobb is gonna be in a world of hurt. But here we go.
Yeah, neighbor did pick up that commando. It's gonna be enough.
Just get absolutely ripped. Oh,
ripped off his head with that sniper, though, and now taking the lead, I think, for the first time in this game.
So, you know, shout out to Mortally for keeping the reticle a little bit lower. Every time he expects to see neighbor, he knows that it's going to be crouched, like the fetal position, because he's been absolutely run upon. That's about 6 unanswered kills.
I never thought about that. You got to adjust your reticle position for opponents that prefer to crouch. I never thought of that. Pro strats maybe from Mortally, as he now is ahead by 2 points with just 1 minute and 10 seconds on the clock. And now comes the adjustment from neighbor where he has to play the quick game, and instead we see Mortally falling back from the fight.
Mortally has a repulse. You better be careful. Mortally should just not leave. This would be, oh my god.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is what we saw Mortally do in the first live fire. He's really good at no scope. scoping, and well, neighbor, he remember all that time that he spent crouching. He's probably wishing that he had a little bit more on the clock, because Mortally's not missing ahead, and he has him in the cycle. He might be able to force another A spawn, and well, neighbor's gonna have to run right out again. Oh no.
He misses on those shots though, but like really had that spawn trap at the back of A, and now just 30 seconds. What a turnaround in this game.
Yeah, there we go. He connects. Go high. You know, you don't have anything to lose. There we go. Neighbor gets the kill, but only 15 seconds left. It is mathematically impossible for this one to come back. Neighbor will fall to the elimination bracket, and Gilkey knows his next opponent. Mortally up next.
Well, clock ticks down, and I'm excited that we got to see the game 3 here. Two very opposing play styles coming through, but Mortally in the end wins at the game 3, going up against Gilkey in the winners bracket finals. Fun series though, right? Toolez, like, you had to enjoy the little bit of back and forth between those
you
two.
know, you have to know your strengths and weaknesses, and like Gilkey says, it's just Cobb's lightning fast gameplay just gets the best of him. It's just, you know, you can't be that aggressive. You can't just challenge out stuff like he did and take too many gunfights. You have to pace yourself at a healthy pace. And well, you know, neighbor, moving forward, I mean, moving that stick forward was just too much. I think next time you play back a little bit, maybe play a corner. Don't even try to take a gunfight. That might have worked a little bit better.
Stop. You just wanted to see the games go to 15 kills, but definitely a great showing there from Neighbor, and he'll be going into the elimination bracket. He'll have another shot though.
Look at this. He's just creeping. Look, we're gonna go through all these kills. Notice how many times that Neighbor is crouching in all these kills.
Okay,
we're gonna go through them. Yeah, Tony says crouch cop. I like that one. Yeah, a little bit more aggressive on that one.
Crouch in that play, okay? Listen.
No crouching. Okay, he's crouching. Drops down. Is he crouching? Yeah, he's crouching. Got him at the crouch again.
He should have crouched right there. Otherwise,
yeah, if he crouched, he would have gone.
He might have won that if he was crouching.
Ready? This one's my favorite one. Right? Just the reaction shot from Mortally right there is crazy.
Dude, Mortally hits like 3 snipes in a row right here. 3 headshots that are just huge.
Yeah, that's when you knew the game was over right there. That's how he took the lead. That's crazy. Okay, ready? Let's see. He's jumping on that one a little bit different.
Yeah, high ground and standing up tall. Yeah, very different. That sniper.
I guess sliding counts. Sliding counts as a crouch, right?
Sliding does not count as a crouch. What are you talking about? No way. No. I disagree.
That's a good shot.
That was beautiful.
Boom. Or is that why he's shooting me through the walls? That's his excuse for shooting his body. I don't think Neighbor can control if he shoots you through the walls or not. usually you shoot bodies and they're disrespecting. Sliding, he goes crouching while sprinting. Exactly. I think Tony's gonna hop into the broadcast, so when we're back you'll see a new and familiar face. I think those are oxymorons, but let's take a moment to hear from Honda as we get ready for our winners final.